Good enough. Break. All right. Welcome back, everybody, on the heels of a very exciting week 9 in the books. A couple days removed. Sorry, we're behind. Some scheduling conflicts, which Castro is already showing might be our first video podcast of the year. We got Fonz.
What am I supposed to do with my hands?
Fonz doing a little test run on this. We see 2 Fonzes. I'm just now realizing. At least I did.
Next time I'll try to put like a logo right here.
Just very last minute thrown together. But if it works, that'd be great. It'd save me the trouble of editing. So appreciate the efforts. But as you've heard, and that you maybe can see, Castro is here, Fonz is here, D's Jose is here, and I think that little shape in the darkness is sad William.
That chicken nugget shaped head.
This is how I feel. This is very depressed Big Willie style here.
Wait, real quick, can I just... Deez, you never show your mic. Is this because we're on camera now? You're showing the mic?
No, I show it like
showed
once
it. No,
every
he showed it
3
before.
4
I
episodes.
don't know.
Anytime
I don't know.
I listen back to our what we've recorded and I feel like I sound far away, I try to scoot it forward. So this is me trying.
Oh, looks cool.
Now that we're video, I'm gonna get one of you guys a penis-shaped mic, so it'll just be.
Give it to Castro.
To me.
Yeah.
I might as well do it to you. It look like you deep throat right now, anyway.
No, you can't see anything.
No.
We're in full group. Fonz, I don't know how much longer you're side chick. You've appeared on so many episodes this season now.
You're a pod boy.
Yeah.
I might just have to add you to the official thread chat because
Just
you've
do it.
been here for so many, and I'm tired of texting you on the side like you are in fact a side chick. Having to give you once we agree on a time, I go tell Fonz separately because I know his brother won't do it if I don't tell him.
I let him know
Oh, you let him know.
sometimes.
So, especially now that you're putting in the extra effort, I know you've been clamoring to try and edit, but just some of the last few times it's been like we just had to get it out quickly, or there's some weird things where people were jumping in the middle. There was never like a good trial run, but hopefully this little situation works out and can take some of the load off of me, which would be nice.
He's used to taking loads.
Damn.
It's your brother, dude. The one you've been defending all weekend.
You
Yeah,
had
but
to
you
use
know
the
who took
word
the load
load.
this
No, I
time?
blame you. I blame you for using the word load.
It's my fault. It's my fault. I did hesitate before saying it, not even because of your job title as load coordinator, but just because I know it's a buzzword. Anytime Will's in the room, I got to be careful. There's just a handful of words you can't say.
Yeah.
Will can't talk any shit to Fonz today.
Oh, I got
this whole week.
I got some shit to say.
Oh,
You're
well,
Mrs. Fonz today, Will.
you said a lot of shit last episode, and don't worry, William. I have receipts. I got some receipts, and in case anyone didn't listen or anyone forgot, we'll play that back as we recap. So, special episode today. Scheduling conflicts have mandated that we do our first ever 2-for-1 this season. We've been really good at 2 per week. It's just not in the cards this week. We had an emergency thing yesterday that canceled, and we all got busy weekends. So this will be our first back-to-back, which our recap will be very expedited. There wasn't a lot of drama outside of the most traumatic game. So we'll just say what happened real quick, and this will be primarily a preview, but we will give ample time to our spilled milk match of the week, the losing streak head-to-head. But before we get into it, I think everyone's got to figure out who edged this one out. But I want to give a little flashback reminder to some of the stuff that was said leading into this one. So this one's for you, William. I wish I could see your face. Strap in. It's a lot.
Oh, God bless.
Fonz wanted to say no collusion. Like, I don't want anyone to think that I rigged it for my brother, even though every chance he gets, he says, I hope my brother wins. Why would we ever think that?
He
just fucking said it twice.
I absolutely mean that. What the hell?
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
What?
Get out of here. Get out of here. I don't believe you.
What?
9 games.
I want you to get your 6th win already.
Get the fuck up.
And I hope he wins. I hope my brother wins.
Oh,
like
you
this.
fucking...
That's why you don't have any fucking control.
So yeah, you know what?
So-
I will say good game when he wins. Be like, great game, Will.
You know what?
Good
No,
job.
hold on, real
Gonna
quick.
Suck him off.
Let me make something very clear. All of you fuckers that are gonna help him right now, if I beat him, I want a good game from each and every one of you.
Nope.
Each and every one of you.
And I remember starting a kicker against them earlier in the year, and they opted not to go for the field goal because the Eagles had already scored a touchdown. They're like, they don't want to get into a touchdown versus field goal exchange. They want to punch it in here, so they went for it instead of kicking the field goal. So that's just burned into my head, and I don't know if that'll happen in this game, but it could.
Okay, yeah, I think I'll go Gavin.
I was leaning Aubrey until you mentioned that, and I was like, yeah, that seems like a very real scenario to happen on Sunday. I would also, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
go Gay because I don't want you to have too much invested on the Cowboys.
I feel like the kicker is going to be really crucial. I fucking hope.
Oh, dude, I hope the Cowboys kicker goes off on my bench. Dude, you guys don't know how bad I want my brother to win this one. I'm going to be rooting for him all day on Sunday.
You're a little bitch.
Thank you for saying what we're all thinking.
Yeah.
This is a little side note, but we have been seeing a sign this past couple weeks, and it is the number 8. And
That doesn't scare
I
me.
think that's it. That's Fonz's sign saying this is where it ends.
Fonz, who are you picking?
My brother.
Fucking knew it.
Dude, swear, man.
Why are you picking me? What the fuck's wrong with you?
I love it. I pick Fonz.
I pick Fonz.
I'm picking Fonz.
Which brings us to 2023. You started 5-0. You have lost 3 straight since, which if you haven't been counting, means that you have had 11 chances where you had 5 wins to get that 6. You are 0-11. 0-11 with 5 wins going against your brother's 0-8. This is the definition of spilled milk, I think.
So, with all that fucking data that you right? Not once did you guys help my brother, and he's been beating me. This year, you guys are helping him. That is why he's going to lose. Because this year, you guys are helping him. He was doing just fine without your
That's
help.
exactly why. That's exactly.
This year,
I'm
You
rooting
guys
for him,
made-
but
you guys fucked up.
I'm still gonna
He
put in my
just
lineup.
said
You guys fucked up.
We did everything he would have done.
you guys
No, except for
fucked up.
Olave. I would have benched Olave.
Nah, dude. You guys fucked up. He was doing just fine on his own.
I would have benched Olave, and
So
I would have
thank
put
you.
Aubrey in.
Now I'm confident. I'm going to get a 6 win this year. Thank you. Thank you for that, Dad.
I'm
Can
rooting
we
for-
mark? Can we mark this time? And then can we get that? Because that's the opener, Mario.
Oh, it's coming back if he loses. That'll be the opener show. Believe it or not, that was the trimmed version. There was just so much. There was so much that had a big old smile on my face. Recapping.
You know, William, I listen to that and I hear it from the start to finish. From start, you sound so confident at the start, and it slowly starts to die down. You're trying to convince yourself, you know what? You guys haven't helped him this whole time. You know, I'm going to win this. Yeah, awesome. Thanks, guys. Yeah. You start sounding more and more scared. That was your problem.
Cool, dude. That was my problem.
Well, to give people numbers, Fonz did edge out William in a game that ended up being way closer than it should have. There's so much context to this, and the reason the kicker start mattered, the reason the Olave start mattered is because this was a 99.76 to 99.52. Now, I think even William had pretty much conceded that the game was over going into Monday Night Football because he was down by over 35 points.
Yeah.
Over 35, and all you had was the Chargers D and Dicker the kicker going for him. Well, the Chargers D came out with a punt return almost immediately. They ate Zach Wilson up for 6 sacks. They forced 3 fumbles and recovered all of them. And yeah, the punt return touchdown I already covered, but ended up with 24 points, by far the best game of the season. And to make matters better or worse, Dicker came out hot, hit a 50-yard field goal, another 30 to 39-yarder, and extra points, finished with 12.3. But it all literally came down to the final drive as you trailed by .24, and Zach Wilson was coming out for the 4th down drive. And anyone who's watched the Monday Night Football games or even any witching hour red zone games, when a team has to score and it's the fourth quarter. That is turnover central. They throw a stupid pick. They get sacked. That's all when all the bizarre things happen. And the way the game had gone, I was like, oh, this is over. He's already got sacked 8 times today. They brought Khalil Mack back in. Zach Wilson's trash. He's going to throw a pick. They end up marching all the way down the field, and converting first down after first down. The whole time I was like, if he just throws an incompletion right here, the game's over. Converts fourth down to keep the drive alive. Stayed on the field, keeping hopes alive all the way to the final play. Never gave up the turnover. Never gave up the sack. Fonz holds on to win by .24, which is 3 yards. And there's so many – in a game this close, you can point to a million things on Sunday that should or should not have happened that could have flipped that. But I think the most egregious one would be your 0.0 from Gabe Davis.
Drop him.
I'm gonna beat his ass. I'm gonna go to Buffalo, fucking throw something at him. I'm gonna throw a trash can at him. Something, because he's pissing me off.
Buy a ticket to Buffalo just to go heckle this man.
Fucking something.
I think I've set the stage enough. We know the final score. We know all the trash that was talked beforehand. We can actually break down a little bit of the key points, but like I said, the biggest one, Gabe Davis. I'll let you go through your lineup and say any frustrations that you had, and maybe what you were thinking on that Monday, that glorious Monday night football game.
Let me tell you what I was thinking Monday when the game started. The game's over. I'm done. My brother's gonna win. It's over.
I think we all thought that.
I was okay with it at that point. I accepted it. I started accepting. I was like, I fucking lost. That sucks. This fucking bitch beat me.
Who's been cheering for you in the same house all day, talking shit in the chat on your behalf. It was so irritating.
I'll get there in a minute, and I'll tell you.
Right.
I'll tell you that.
Right.
But Monday, I started watching the game, and then I fell asleep because I was just like, I really don't care for this game. I started falling asleep. I woke up in the middle of like halftime, and then went back to sleep. And then I woke up in the fourth quarter. My brother's gone. TV's still on. I look at my lineup and saw, what the fuck? I'm really close. Like, there's a chance here. And I was like, why the fuck did I get up? And I see there's a chance, and there's like maybe 4 minutes left of the game. So I'm watching closely. Like, they just need like one pick, a sack, something. You know, maybe they get the ball back and go for a field goal. I don't know. Nothing happened. When I started watching it, I lost. I looked at my brother when he came down, and I said, fuck you. And I was like, I would have preferred to lose by 30 than to lose by .24 points. It was annoying.
I know how that goes.
Yeah. I really told my brother, I was like, at least it wasn't .22. That would have been ridiculous. Like, that
wow.
That was
.02 points. That would have been ridiculous. More.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
That would have been embarrassing if it was .22.
Oh my god.
.24.
You know what? Hang on. Fuck you. Because with that comment, and because you gave me so much shit, for losing by .22, and you would send me all these things, .22, save 22%, and that stupid ass TikTok. With that, by losing by .24, that you have now, that's the second worst bad beat in our league. And if you look at the top 10 bad beats, you have now made this list on the losing side 4 times, which is a record. You lost by .5, .4, .36, and now .24. So I'll claim the .22 worst bad beat, but my man, you're on this list more than anyone. So kindly,
you suck, William.
I break
off.
records. I break records.
You break all the worst kinds of records. So now officially, with 5 wins, you are 0 for your last 12. This is like, you'll see these stats on ESPN, just these obscure things that make no sense. The fact that this streak is still alive is incredible. I think given some movement today, though, even your luck has to turn around because you got some layup matches coming up, going through. I will say I feel partially responsible for this tease because if you remember last week when you had the Chargers defense, I said, "Hey, you're welcome," because I dropped them. I had an extra defense and I let them go, and so I put them in your hands. Gabe Davis, actually, I still remember 2 years ago, I'm telling you on the podcast, no less. he was starting to pop off. He was kind of a popular waiver wire claim, and I looked at your money, and you had like $7, and I was like, I just got to bid 8, and I'll get him if I want. But I'll see if I'll give Will a chance. So I bid like 5, and you bid all 7, so you got him. And I was like, well, that's my gift to you. Well, I didn't expect this gift to come back around 2+ years later in this matchup. I want to hear Fonz's side of this whole thing in a second, but
Well, I don't have a side. I didn't even line up. I didn't even set up my lineup.
well, you do have a bit of a side because you had a stronger rooting interest than your brother did for this entire game. Game.
Yeah, Fonz, tell us good game, bitch.
So, real quick, Sunday, you have no idea how annoying it was to have my brother there cheering me on when my players, the little that they scored, when they scored, he took all the fun out. All of it. Nico Collins scored. He's like, yeah, good job. Yes, yes. I'm like, cool, fuck you. Like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Stop rooting for my team. Stop. And so that was very hard to deal with because it was just like, I can't even root for my own team. This guy's rooting for my team for whatever reason. Just stop.
In a way, you like tortured your brother worse than you ever could have by trying to be honest. He's just it's like a magnet, when you try to push two of the same sides together. Your brother's always just gonna like fucking just nuts.
That's him.
Get off
him.
Me.
That's just
Get off
the
me.
way he is with me, and that's why you lost. You wonder why you have this curse. You could have we could have been on the same side. We could have been on the same side cheering you on and be like, yeah, let's both have fun today. No, you want to be like negativity the whole time.
Tell him, Fonz, fuck that shit.
That's what
this
you
is
get.
Fonz.
I was just trying to. I always vote for you to win on all your single matches, except for whenever you play me. And I always set up my lineup as best as I can. Always, even
And
against
now
my
you're
brother.
his bitch. Bird.
I've given no reason to anybody to say that I let my brother win, ever.
Although, you were right to get in front of this because if you had sat Chris Olave for anybody, you would have lost. And
Yes.
every one of those guys did terribly. They had 1 point or fewer. When we said you benching a guy that gets 12 targets a game is insane, that's you forfeiting the match. And we would have given you the shit. So you got away from that, but the I guess downside is you won without wanting to
Yeah.
The downside.
win. So backwards. So, Will, my only other question for you was
What?
there contemplation on Gabe Davis, or was he just locked in the whole time?
Let me look at this because I forgot. I had to.
Well, I know you had to watch Reishi Rice score at 8 in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Do you know he's on your team? Is that the problem?
Well, he only caught 2 balls. Just one happened to be a touchdown.
I just like that Warwick called him out on it too.
Yeah, I'm like, what? Get out of here, dude. Like the guy. I'm not even gonna start. I'm like, all right, dude.
Why do you even have Roger?
I'm sorry, I have a rookie and I didn't start him yet.
Who caught 2 balls?
Yeah.
On 2 targets.
Fucker. Yeah.
Jacoby?
My only other option was Josh Downs. I was thinking Josh Downs.
Funny enough, his 1 catch for 10 yards in a game he left early would have been the difference.
Yeah, he was honestly the one I was really considering. Jacoby Myers, I was not. I wanted to wait and see because of the whole quarterback situation. So I can't say that I was going to start Jacoby Myers. But Josh Downs was the one I was really considering.
Yeah, that was just bad luck because if they hadn't fired everyone on the team and they had just kept Jimmy G, you'd have been like, all right, Jacoby's been steady, so you probably more seriously. Like, if this hadn't happened this week, all the things that had to happen for this, 0.24 gap, wild. Jonathan Mingo even, the guy caught 1 ball for 5 yards. Like, that was the difference. Like every single thing that happened. But Fonz, just to give you your side a little bit, I think we heard your rooting interest in all of it. You didn't want us, the Pod Boys, to be responsible for ending your winning streak by holding your hand and setting this lineup. And the reason we played the kicker thing is, again, every point mattered. Matt Gay did outscore Brandon Aubrey by 4 points. Chris Olave, we mentioned, outscored everybody by a lot of points. So those 2 really did matter. Castro, I'll give you something, though. I went back and listened. You were advocating for the Colts defense. And I was like, no, they just haven't really done anything. They put up fucking 25 points on whoever they played, so this wouldn't have even been a conversation. In a way, it's better, you know.
I know it's bad. It's a good thing we didn't listen because it wouldn't have tortured Will.
It's better this way.
They played Carolina. That's who they played.
Oh yeah, Jesus Christ! I mean, how badly is the city of Carolina kicking themselves over not taking C.J. Stroud?
Okay, well, yeah, I'll wait till the preview on that one. But yeah, go ahead.
Anyway, yeah, we're not doing a really big breakdown of individuals. I think the one thing I'll highlight for your team, though, Dalton Kincaid, 10 catches, 11 targets. Without Dawson Knox there, he is kind of becoming a little meteor.
Yeah, like it.
At least somebody is on that team.
Your brother's
I
team or
heard that
Buffalo's? Oh, Buffalo.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be like. I heard that they wanted like a Travis Kelce of their own since they they play the Chiefs so much, and like he's supposed to be that. So good things, Fawn's coming. He certainly did act like it.
Fonz's team is brewing and is getting healthy. I don't, you're not really a playoff contender because of the 0-8. It's gonna be too hard to come back from, but you're gonna be in position to spoil for a lot of people as you close out this season.
Yeah, that's true.
And yeah, Jahan Dotson coming alive too. Back-to-back games now with my boy. When you got a Hall of Famer throwing to you, it's only a matter of time.
You're gonna ruin his career.
I need him for at least one more week. My boy Fields isn't coming back yet. Okay, well, I promised a speed recap. I'm gonna stick to a speed recap. Nothing was as dramatic as that. That's one of the most dramatic matchups I've ever seen. Probably going all the way back to your first championship, Will, where you won on a stat correction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's
correction.
That's what I was hoping for here.
Just given the context, like the losing streaks going into it, and the efforts for both y'all to lose it, the fact that we set the lineup, that was drama, and I don't know if it's good or bad that neither one of you was happy about it. That you hated it and your brother hated it.
That's a double win right there. For me.
This is my resignation to the podcast. My last one.
Damn.
Your brother's officially replaced you.
He's sliding in. We got a replacement.
All right, I'll
Go
do a
ahead.
quick recap, and then there's been a lot of trade deadline happenings going on. A lot of it this morning too. That we can go through and recap, and a couple of us on the pod were involved with some of those moves, so we can explain our reasoning, action, thoughts, hopes, and then we'll get into the preview. So, in order, according to my screen, I held off Isaac, who's just seemingly just free falling for the season, or falling with style, as he calls it, 87 to 82. If he had beaten Miller and then me on his way to trading his entire team away, that would have been just prime Isaac move. Jose got his, speaking of .22, Miller scored 104.22. I just realized that.
Ain't that some shit? Like,
just one little finger on the way out the door.
Damn.
You got the high score of the week at 116.34. I don't know if there's anyone special you want to talk about on your side, except maybe Taysom Hill. My God, they just seem to take Derek Carr out of the game in the red zone and just like, all right, it's Taysom Hill time.
yeah, they don't care about Derek Carr. And when they're in the red zone, they don't care about Jamal Williams when they're in the red zone. I love that I picked up Taysom Hill, and he's finding his way into my starting lineup for the foreseeable future. So that's probably the only thing. The other thing I wanted to mention when we were going over the preview last week for Miller, I almost blurted out that, like, if I had Miller's team, I would probably try to start Tank Dell. But I held off, and I was like, nah, like, just in case Miller's listening, I don't want to give him any tips, and that would be the worst scenario, right? He'd beat me for a second time in a season on my recommendation. So I didn't say it. He didn't start him, but that absolutely would have done it. Gave him the win had he done that. So just something I wanted to throw in there.
114 yards and 2 touchdowns on a very memorable. I think C.J. Stroud broke a record of some kind on that game. Probably a few records. That guy is lighting it up. What was the thought process there for Tank? Just that he had been good before he got hurt.
Just that I felt like it was going to be a CJ Stroud bounce back game, and I was like, I think Tank Dell would probably be the beneficiary in that offense. So at least for that matchup. So and it was just a gut play. I don't know who I would have put him in instead of like Cooper Kupp, Amari Cooper.
Probably Mike Thomas, right?
Well, like looking back at it now, absolutely.
Right. Right.
But yeah, I don't know if I would have made that
bold
call
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe so. Maybe a toss-up. I'd tell you for sure next week I bet Tank Dell's going in. If he even cares to win anymore. He's he started his own fire sale of his roster.
Yeah, his team looks different.
A little different. All right, moving on down. Castro, you got a lucky matchup, and Scott only put up 56 points to your 85. You got the dub. Proved to 4-5. I think you were 1-5, so that's 3 in a row, isn't it? We lost him at the perfect time. Next one on my... Oh, there he is.
What'd you say?
I don't know if everyone lost you or just me.
Both of y'all started breaking up there, but I think you were commenting on his win
Okay,
streak.
I'm moving down.
3 in a row.
I lost everybody.
Or at least that's what he was doing.
We can still hear him.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on.
Moving on past your matchup?
I guess, yeah. Well, this is a quick recap, so.
I can't believe, real quick,
about.
Castro, there is something to talk about. That there might be a chance, and that's what sucks, for you to get a 6 win before I do.
He wants to get it at the same time.
I told you, if you're going to get it, you're going to get it with me, your daddy. I'm going to hold your hand right up to the line, show you how it's done.
You ain't my daddy.
Oh, yes, I am, sweet little William. And I spotted you 4 games again.
Continuing on.
Yeah, I don't think there's much to break down. Any of these players we can talk about in the preview in a second. Joe beat Work pretty handily. I was kind of surprised by that. No McCaffrey. He had to start Justice Hill, who got outscored by 1 million by the Gus Bus. Devontae Adams did not have his bounce back game.
I'm sorry, who?
Like Joey did. But
nobody
freaking Dalton Schultz of all people. Like no Kelsey. His kicker, defense, and tight end were like the big heavy hitters on that one. Oh, he did have Kelsey. Sorry.
The wheels falling off. He's trying his best though to patch it up.
He's made some moves.
He's trying.
He's trying. We went over Fonz and William, and last one was one. It was pretty much the don't get the lowest score ever game for Noe. He outscored his 33-point quota decently, 49.92 to Justin's 105. Standings wise, Fonz 1-8. Your losing streak's over. You didn't even celebrate it. I don't feel like.
Woo! The 8s. We knew this 2 weeks ago.
The 8 was the end. Noe comes in at 11th at 2-7. Isaac 3-6, and then bundle of 4 and 5s. Scott, Castro, Miller, and Jose. 5th place, hanging on by a thread, William. You got to start getting wins because you were not that close to
no
points.
shit.
Woo! Daddy's coming, William. Don't worry.
Williams at 5-4. Warwick falls to 6-3. Justin takes 3rd place at 6-3. He has a significant points advantage over pretty much everybody. He's kind of running away with it. I am in 2nd at 7-2, and Joe is still holding on to 1st and just adding more A pieces as the days go by at 8-1. All right.
You know, real quick, Lando, on the Instagram, can you put up a poll for our listeners? Something for fun, because I'm curious what the listeners are thinking. Will I get my 6th win this coming up week? Because I need a confidence booster, because this fucking sucked. 4 losses in a row. In a fucking row. I cannot get this number 6.
I call it 12 losses in a row.
So
You're not going to get it till I get it, William.
I'm going to tell you why I'm not going to do that.
You know what? Fuck off. Next thing. All right.
No. You're going to listen now. Right? I was your biggest cheerleader, all right, for you to win last week. And you did not accept it. You're being negative. So why the hell would anybody else be your cheerleader?
I'm done with it.
You're a mess this fonts.
I'm done with you.
No.
Oh, well, I feel like I've talked the most, so if anybody else wants to pick a game as we get started here, we'll lean into it. What sucks is a lot of people don't have their lineup set, so this is going to be a little tricky.
I'll pick one. I'll go first. Let's do. I don't know who I want to do. Let's
What the fuck you
do
go first for?
Warwick.
You can do that one, but we didn't talk about the trades.
Let's
Yeah.
talk about trades then.
Oh, what started all of this? What was the
I
first
feel
one?
like it was Joe.
Joe.
I don't know why Joe comes
panicking.
to mind.
It was in the
with
middle.
Isaac, yeah.
That's what it. Yep.
It was during Monday Night Football, that's right. And Isaac put Eckler on the trade block, and before the game was over, a trade was done. Austin Eckler traded to first place Joe's team for. I was vamping. Straight up, just a 2024 first round pick. Isaac's third 2024 first round pick. He now has his, yours, Castro, and Joe's for Eckler straight up. Then that held over until a lot of movement this morning. Next one up was Miller and Noe randomly.
Yeah.
They swapped. So
Yeah.
Miller got. Sorry, Noe got.
2024.
But it was one of them was assigned to you. I can't see it on here.
It,
Do you guys see
it was my first 2024 first rounder.
Who received that?
Joe did. Was it Joe? Or whoever.
No,
Miller
it's
traded with.
Miller and Noe.
No.
Yeah,
My
Noe received, or Miller receives a 2025 first round pick.
From Noe.
Noe,
Yeah.
Noe's original, and then Noe gets 2024 first round from that was Williams.
It seemed I saw that and it took me a while to process, but I guess essentially Miller is betting that Noe's pick next year would be better than your pick this year.
Possibly. Well, Will had, I guess, 5 wins.
He might still have 5 wins at the end of the year, but
I'm pretty sure that was the Tyreek Hill trade.
Miller believes in you.
that's why he had your first.
Yeah. I don't think Miller has a first rounder anymore in 2024.
He does not.
Well, he does have one in 2026, and that one belongs to me, which is the next trade on the docket. Miller and I had been talking. I went to him a couple weeks ago and was like, "Hey, if you ever think about throwing in the towel, let's talk about Henry." Just because famously my running backs have been falling off. Alexander Madison's not what I hoped. Nick Chubb's out for the year. Brees and Javante are coming back from busted up knees, and they're looking better, but it's still not quite there. And I just want that extra flex piece because I'm tired of starting fucking Darrell Henderson. So he came up to me today or this morning and was like, "Hey, I think I'm done." After he lost to you, Jose, he's like, "So, what do you have for Henry?" And we went back and forth a little bit. I really didn't want to give up a first. He threw out 2026, so he's like, you still get the next 2 years of a first. And I was like, dude, but my Derrick Henry's cliff is coming so fast. He's got so many miles on him. I think he's really only got this year left. And Miller's like, no, I think he's got like 2 to 3 years. I'm like, well, I disagree. So if he doesn't work out this year, it's kind of done. And I was like, and I don't have his handcuffs, so I need some insurance. And we were kind of dead. And my offer to him was 2 second rounds, a 2025 and a 2026 second. And he wanted this first. And I was like, okay, well, how about we do the first, but it's our first ever, and I'm publicizing it here. It's a conditional draft pick.
Boo.
It's in writing.
What?
It's in text.
There's no such thing.
There is. There's a gentleman's agreement here. It's in, I'll show you the screenshot of what we've agreed to.
Explain it.
He has this 2026 first on the condition that Derrick Henry plays every game starting now from week 10 until the end of my season, whether that's round 1 of the playoffs, round 2, or the championship. So anywhere from 6 to 8 games. And if he does not, that first changes into 2 seconds.
Wow, you agreed to that, Miller? Wow, bro.
I don't know if I like that. I brought up conditional.
I don't like that.
I brought up conditional trades like 2 or 3 years, whenever we made the jump to sleeper, and everyone was like, no, like I'm not a big fan of that. I don't think we should do that. And there was one person who was like, well, it's technically like we could like figure it out in writing, and we just all kind of moved on. So that I wish I would have been the first to make a conditional trade.
I don't recall the conversation. I remember you and I put the kibosh on trading past 3 years because somebody tried to trade like a 2028
That
pick
makes
or something
sense.
like that.
Yes, that would be too much to track manually.
Right. I remember that. I don't remember the conditional conversation too much. And honestly, I wasn't really sitting on it. We were just at a stalemate, and I was like, how can we get this to work? Because I would like him for the push because I really like his playoff schedule, but I don't want to give you a first. And so we were kind of stuck. And I said, if I can get some kind of assurance that he plays every game this year, I'll do it. And that's what we settled on.
Nah, F that noise. I veto that.
I did just open up a can of worms with that.
Yeah, you
move.
did.
I think you did.
Yeah,
That-
you did.
Good,
Well,
get
it's
creative.
'cause
No one can even execute a 3-team deal. I don't have any faith in you guys.
Yeah, but, I mean,
I'm just saying that I think you opened up a can of worms with that.
We might need to discuss in the off season how to because
because I think of D's when D's like sold Derrick Henry, it was an all-in move and it was a risk, higher risk than this because Derrick Henry was arguably still in his prime and he was getting a very worn Zeke, and like if he could have had like, okay, if Zeke does play or doesn't play, like makes it easier. I think you can't,
and that was part of the discussion 2 years ago when I was trading with Miller. Is like, hey, he wanted more initially because he was like, hey, Zeke's younger, and like my thought process was like, man, like if I can like trade something else, and I'm like, oh well, we can trade our fab budget, and then I think I talked with him. He was like, no, I don't want that. And I'm like, fuck. And so I was trying to think like outside the box, and I was like, there's nothing that we can do because we don't have anything to do, right? So. That might be an off-season topic, for sure. I don't mean to put you on the spot, but that's
Oh, you've been put on the spot.
that's.
I'm surprised. Well, I'm not surprised, but I feel like, of course, Miller agreed to this because the trauma of trading players and they get hurt, and the amount of times it's happened to him. So, of course, he would want a scenario of like, what if, this happens. Then you get your first round. If it doesn't, then this. Because so many times, I think this year specifically, or was it last year, he got players and they got hurt like within a couple of weeks. He's like, well, fuck.
I think it was like Kareem Hunt or something like that went down
And then
right away for him.
Zeke got hurt, and then it was just like one thing after another. And it was just like, well, fuck. I did all this and they got hurt. I can't use them. That's the risk.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah, and it's a risk. Like if that wasn't in the deal, I wouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
And he would have been stuck with this depreciating asset where he wouldn't have had the chance because I don't know if anyone else would have given him a first.
For Derrick Henry? Yeah, probably. I would say I
Joe.
would not have. That's
Joe
true.
doesn't have any first to give. Maybe Isaac if he was competing.
If he had, maybe. Yeah.
I don't know.
I just
I'm
think
not
you
a
open
fan
up a
of
can
that
of
one.
worms with that because it feels like you would benefit every time he played good until he got hurt. And then once you've already won all your games, you got everything, you got the most out of Derrick Henry, and then he gets hurt, and now you still get your first rounder back, and you're giving up 2 second rounders. And then what if you accidentally trade the second rounder if you forget? And I understand why you're saying that none of us will probably remember that and probably screw that up. But what if that does happen?
Well, and see another example is prior to the draft with me and Noe, I was like, hey, I'm thinking about this deal, but I only want it if that pick's there. And Noe was like ahead of time, yeah, like I'll do it, like if you want to make that deal. And he's like, do we have to wait? I'm like, yes, let's wait until in draft. And then when that happened, when he had the pick in the draft, he changed his mind. So I was like, fuck, like I should have locked it in, but I couldn't, right? Like it was all just conceptual at that point.
Right. And well, that's where like I put it. I said I'll write it out. I put it in writing. Put the little handshake. He gave a like thumbs up to it. He said I agree. I took a screenshot, so I got the evidence. Now at the end of the day, if Derrick Henry twists his ankle on Sunday and he's done for the year, I would say, all right, it's time to trade. Well, that's the beauty of it. The trade deadline's now, so he can't trade it to someone else, and it'll reopen by the time the draft happens. So we'll just flip it back. But if he does come and say like, no, I don't want to do that, I'm not going to force him to do it. It's a handshake agreement on it.
I just don't like it to like. I don't think anyone else is aware that they're capable of doing this. So I don't think it should be. I don't think this trade should be allowed. It's too like just out of nowhere.
I'm not trying to burn anyone at the stake here, and I think this is a off-screen topic, off-season topic as well. But
it definitely is. Yeah,
we should probably move on. Otherwise, we're going to be here for 20 minutes.
True.
Yeah.
20 minutes.
Let's move on.
I mean, it does something like a good chance because anyone who's in the league listening to it, they're going to be having their wheels turning and thinking about it on the same spectrum of the thing. I know we got some to preview and recap, but this is your forum. It's your chance to say something.
I don't like it.
Okay, why?
For all the reasons, like Castor brought up a good point. Like, no, I don't think anyone else knows that this is a thing that we can do, and I feel like it kind of, I don't know. There's just more to discuss. I can't, like, for this kind of the same reason why we vetoed got rid of the idea of like trading beyond what's available to do in Sleeper. Like, we only have the next 2 or 3 years. Like, no, we're not going to track off paper this, okay, whenever those picks generate, like, okay, we have a deal in writing to trade it. Like, it kind of follows those guidelines. Like, we don't have that capability yet, but also like the league doesn't know about like that they can make these conditional picks, and maybe it's crossed their minds, but they were just like, nah, like that's like a one-off thing that we just can't do. That's just not available to us yet.
I feel like it would make sense to have a rigid guideline where it's if it's not doable in the app, it's not doable. Just like that's the definition of it. And so I get behind that. The reason we said I don't want to have a separate spreadsheet where we say, okay, 2028 is something I'll make a sticky note of and have a document of to try and track, because it does become a little slippery slope. It does become hard in the league where we're trying to manage and something we don't really get paid for and monitor a lot of stuff to just say, all right, if the app doesn't allow it, then it just can't be done, sort of thing. At the same time, I'd be curious to hear the league's ideas on it. Where they say, oh, okay, well that's interesting, because in a situation where talks may have died down, now we've got a separate avenue we can go to. And so, Castro, are you saying, well, nobody knew this was in play, so they didn't know they could do it? But I'm trying to think of it from the perspective, if Joe and Isaac had come up to us and said, hey, we have this idea, is this doable, what the approach would have been.
I think it's still an off-season topic, like Dee said. And the fact, I think what doesn't help right now, you guys doing it just out of the blue, is a lot of major trades, went down. Like, a lot of, big trades went down recently. And I'm sure if conditional clause were allowed, I'm sure that would have been part of some of these discussions, because I know Joe put up probably the most out of everyone, and Joe's probably if I could have insured a little bit out of some of those, he probably would have wanted to. So I just think right now, I don't disagree with it. I like the idea of conditional trades. I personally would be on board with it, but it's definitely something I think we can't throw in the middle of the season, especially trade deadlines this week. No, I don't think that would be cool.
I can see it from that side. The brothers, if you guys had anything, and then I have an idea on how to conclude this.
Yeah, I think everything that's been said has been said already from my side.
What'd you say, Will?
I was gonna say I don't like it for that reason, but I see your point too, Mario. You were thinking outside of the box. That's how we end up in these conversations of well, I thought of this thing outside of the box. It's not my fault. It's not your fault. Nobody else thought of that. Also, the likelihood of somebody else really accepting that is very small, I think. If we were to do a conditional trade, I immediately would be like, I'm out. No, fuck that. Unless it's me doing the conditional trade, and I'm like, okay, and then you agree on that. But I don't see that being a thing. I think now it does open up a new way of thinking, and right, the trade deadline is a week away. People are being well, fuck, I already made all these major trades. I didn't know, that's
True.
on us. You know what I mean? But also, fuck, what an outside way of thinking of doing a trade. I personally don't like it for. That's the risk that
yourself. Yeah.
Right. That's the risk, right? You are risking that. That's what makes this fun, I guess, in the sense. It's not, you're not taking away the fun that much, but it's just like you make those. I don't know. We were talking about Zeke Elliott, at the time. Like, it's a big risk, or Derrick Henry. Like those are big risks that you're taking. You're hoping it goes your way or it doesn't, and you're happy or you're not. Like that's part of the game. You know.
The avenue, I hear what you're saying. The avenue I think this goes down, and where my head went was, I think the NBA does it. They do like protected first round picks. They say you can have a first, but if it's top 8 or whatever, you don't get it. It'll default to like the next one. And I always thought that was pretty cool. Again, it's not a function of the app, but I think people would be more willing to trade theirs if you're like a middling team and you're like, okay, I'll give you your first, but I want assurances that I won't lose out on a top 4 pick or whatever that might be. So
I like it because I like that. It really helps like trades that are harder because of age, because we're so scared of age in this league. Like that helps out. Okay, it's a first if he stays relevant or if he plays the full season or whatever. Like I like the idea of it, just not the timing.
Exactly, yeah. Because the concept, beautiful. I really do love it. It's the timing. It's happening right now, 5 days before the trade deadline, and mid-season, right? Like no one else has talked about. We haven't brought it up, made it news or anything like that. But it like that option to do conditional trades, like that does put you more in the driver's seat of like feeling like a GM of your fantasy team, which sounds kind of ridiculous if you don't play fantasy football, but it does kind of open that avenue and open that box of like, oh well, this is how I've figured out my team up to this point, and here's the moves I make. Like it kind of gives you that cool perspective to actually do those things. But it's the timing.
So to resolve this, as we sit here 5 days away from the end of the trade deadline, I think you guys would say just delete the condition. He gets the first, and it goes forward. Or I can say I only wanted it with a condition. We're reversing it. Pick one or the other. Or would you guys want to put it up to a vote for the league, even though we don't do vetoes anymore, to see if they do in fact have a problem with it? Because I know a lot of it we're considering we're trying to speak on behalf of the people and try to consider what's fair. And somebody like Joe, who's been super active in trades, to have this sort of fallen out. Like totally unbiased opinion, I see it from that perspective and think, that might suck. Even though, like Will, you were saying I could take the hard ass approach and be like, well, they should have thought of it, sort of thing. I don't really want to have that attitude about the whole thing. So of those 3 avenues, vote, keep it as it is and delete the condition, or reverse it. Like, which do you guys think is the most reasonable approach?
I'd say reverse it. I say it's just too drastic. It's like a change in rules, and like you can't do it mid-season. I say reverse, but definitely put this on the dock for the off season. Like we should like open this up in the off season, because I do feel like it's beneficial. Like Will says he would never do it, but the Will probably has a player like a Gabe Davis where like that's
don't
like
mention
a
his
prime,
name.
I'm just saying, like, that's an example. Like, you could definitely, like, say, I'll trade you Gabe Davis for a second rounder if he hits at least 200-yard games in the next 2 weeks. If not, you could drop it to the 4th. But you could make those kind of trades, and he might hit, like, 200-yard games, and you scored yourself a second. So I think it should be reversed, but I think it's definitely something to keep an open mind about. I don't know. Unless y'all are willing to... No, it'd be too much of a mess to, like, give everyone else the option who already traded, like to
just forget it, just bury it.
That's what I'm afraid of, and that's I'm voting like delete the condition. So whether that means the trade gets reversed or it stays as is with what you've given away, but I don't want to put it to a league vote now, because I feel like people like it'll be an emotional vote too mid-season and days away from the trade deadline, and if it passes, you know what I mean, like then people are like, well, what can I do in the next 2-3 days? So yeah, keep it as, or delete the condition, whether that means keep it as is, the trade as is, or reverse the trade. And then this is a topic for off season, and then we need to, because I think we also need to vote on what that standardized format needs to be. If there is a condition, like does it need to be in a Google Sheets where everyone can see what the conditions are? I am a little worried. I don't think anyone would kind of be sneaky enough to do it, but like with text messages, and you send, here, this is a conditional thing, and now you can edit text messages after you send it. So there's that worries me too. So I think there needs to be more thought to how we standardize the approach, but I love the idea.
Okay. I think I need to
Yeah.
sleep on it and decide. And I'll just put this out and say, Miller, you need just to listen from the 35-minute mark and realize what we're
He might
talking
be like,
about
yeah,
here.
that all makes sense. Why did I do that?
No, I mean, I
I
think
don't
he was
know.
fine with it. Like, because
Yeah.
he's not getting screwed with 2 seconds. He's winning if it's a first. So, like,
Sure.
his floor was still a fair deal. It just his ceiling got higher if he stayed healthy. Was
Yeah,
why it made sense.
Yeah, I don't think the deal's a bad deal. It's just
not a
the
bad
timing.
deal. The
That's
timing.
that's all.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
like Derrick Henry for like a late first is not bad because it's a first that's far away.
Right.
Like if it would have been next year, it's like maybe okay, but 2 seconds too. That's you're getting like Miller's still getting a good like trade value for what Derrick Henry is worth because I'm on the side of you. I think he's only got this season left and that's it. I don't think he goes like
Yeah.
2-3 more years. That's highly unlikely.
I'll have to do a deeper assessment of my team. I really wish Nick Chubb never got hurt. This never would have happened. But
I could just are we done with it? But I just
Pretty
want I could just imagine Isaac listening to the first part of this conversation getting so pissed.
Yeah. He did what? What the fuck?
Isaac's probably like the first is like fuck that.
Yeah.
Isaac hates change. Hates change.
Yeah. Especially now because he's been so involved with all these trades. So Isaac's
Yeah, I know.
probably like, what the fuck?
Okay,
That's all I can
so,
think about too in the back of my head. So.
I'll say, I mean, and Miller would have no opposition to deleting the condition, obviously, right? Because that's the max he can get as a first. But I'll have to break the news to him if I want to reverse it. I just can't decide. I'll think about it, but we'll move on. Next trade involved Miller again, and this time I think it happened within 15 minutes of the Derrick Henry deal. It was very soon after. It involved you, Jose, on a week. I was surprised to see this on a week where you're finally getting Kyler Murray back.
I know. I was like, wow.
You make a move to acquire the number 1 player, I think, not even quarterback, in fantasy for a 2025 and 2026 first and a 2026 third. And I want to know what conditions you had on those.
Yeah, so it works as follows.
Balls.
I kind of mentioned it last week when we were doing the preview of like the conversation I had with Miller in a text of he was like, oh, is anyone in this group interested in Josh Allen? I was like, why would you do that? Like, fuck off, you're playing me this week. But I had serious interest in him, but I didn't want to pursue him yet. But I don't want to. I want to take the guesswork out of the quarterback slot for me because that's been my struggle all season. So yes, I'm getting Kyler back. Yes, Josh Dobbs has a new team and he did amazing last week. But I don't know. I feel like if I'm going to make it into the playoffs, which I feel like it's going to be tough, and if I do, it's going to be off points. And if I get in, I need to be able to play with the other big boys who have a star at every slot. So I still believe in Kyler Murray, but I don't know if he's just going to click like immediately when he comes back this Sunday, and if there's going to be any anything to work out, if he's going to have his rushing ability and stuff like that. So I wanted to take the guesswork out, and so I traded for Josh Allen. Pretty happy about that.
Yeah, you've been doing guesswork ever since you drafted Kyler, I think, because it was between Kyler and Russ, because they were pretty equal at the time. Kyler slowly started to separate himself and then gets hurt. And then you've been dealing with Russ and now the rookie Bryce, and then Josh Dobbs starts coming on. And, hey, I know what it's like to play quarterback roulette.
It's guesswork, like who's going to get me more than 10 points, right? Like that's been my season this so far. So now it's like, okay, maybe I have guys that can give me more than 16, 17. So that's where I feel the comfort. And giving away 2 firsts to me was a no-brainer because they're 2 years out or a year and a half out or whatever. So I still have, if it doesn't work my way this year, that would suck. But I still have talent on my roster. I still have youth, and I still have a first rounder next year. So it made sense.
Youth.
All right, that did it for the blockbusters. And then, man, Joe works so fast. Christian Kirk went on the block within that hour. And again, within 20 minutes, he was traded. Christian Kirk comes off of Scott's team onto Joe's. I need to look at Joe's full lineup at this point. I can't even keep up with all the fucking names. He's like the Lakers when they got Steve Nash and Dwight Howard. He goes to Joe in return for the injured Mike Williams and a 2025 second-round pick. And I think that was the end of it.
Can I just say, can we get Joe to prepay for 2 years in advance?
I was going to mention that.
I don't want him ducking this. Just because
He's like, fuck it, I'm
like
out.
a lot of trades.
I'm out. Done for.
I was going to mention that too. But also, we just had a trade happen 4 minutes ago. I don't know if you saw
I just saw that. I scrolled
What?
down. I was like, when the fuck did that happen?
What happened?
a trade between Scott and Noe. Scott receives Cortland Sutton from Noe, and Noe gets a 2024 third rounder from Scott.
Wow.
Damn.
Interesting.
I might have done that for a third.
For
All
a
the guy
third
does is
rounder?
score. The guy just scores every week. The team sucks, but I don't know. That's, yeah.
He's
Good job.
28 years old.
He got rid of
Okay.
Kirk and acquired Sutton.
That's a very interesting trade.
Let's
Yeah.
ride.
What's
Okay.
All right.
well,
I think
there
that
it is.
sums
Cool.
up. All right. I know we only got Will for 20 more minutes. We've already approached an hour without
You
doing
go
a single
first, Will.
one. Will, you go first? And I'm putting a strict 7-minute timer on every matchup. So once you start, I'm going to look at the clock.
Okay, let's see.
There it
What do we
is.
got?
He's reading really fast, sir.
We're done. All right, I'm gonna do Castro V.
You are joking. You are not serious.
Oh, my
What
God.
did you learn?
Jose, did you watch? Fonz posted up a bunch of stuff on the story the other day.
Put some
But there
random
was-
shit on there.
There was one clip of, I guess, a former Colts offensive lineman or something on a podcast talking about when Blaine Gabbert came in. Sorry, former Titans. When Blaine Gabbert came in for the injured Marcus Mariota, and he goes, Blaine is hilarious. He comes in, he goes, oh, I'm about to dice these kids up. Just watch. He goes, comes in. I try to go into my cut, and I fall and hit the floor, and I look up, and I see Blaine throw it right into Darius Leonard's chest, the defensive player of the Colts. He's like, what the fuck, dude? You said you're about to slice these guys up. He goes, then he fast forward the end of the year, Marcus goes down again. It's a win and get in game against the Colts again. And Blaine comes in, he goes, you boys just hold him up and watch Daddy sling it. Fucking pick six right after that. Because, dude, you gotta stop saying that shit.
I didn't. I want to see that video now.
I'll send it to you, but fucking just the confidence of Blaine Gabbert. Just, you boys just hold him up, watch Daddy sling it. Just fucking Uncle Rico energy out
I
there.
believe him. We're going to the Super Bowl, boys.
I'll send it to you. It's so fun.
All right,
All right, William.
Castro v. Isaac.
Timer starts now.
Castro is projected 103 versus
I don't even know if I
Isaac's
have my lineup.
75. I'll start off on Castro's side. Castro, you look like you have a lineup set.
Oh,
So you got Joe Burrow in, you got Alvin Kamara, Jonathan Taylor, Jamar Chase, DK Metcalf, Logan Thomas, Mr. Hopkins, Jameer Gibbs.
This game doesn't even matter. Isaac traded away his whole team.
Solid lineup though. I really like that lineup.
Yeah. Bengals
Um,
defense. And your kicker Hopkins, who's been doing well for you.
I think he's kicking.
He's number
two.
one. He's number one.
Did he go up
he-
to one? Woo!
He's number
Guys,
one.
Jake Elliott.
Take
Yeah.
that.
So
That Noe.
yeah, pretty solid lineup, dude. Are you worried about David Montgomery coming back and that affecting Jameer Gibbs'?
Like Jameer Gibbs was still getting like 5 to 8 points, and like I guess it's
Yes.
I'm not expecting him to blow up, but like I
You're
feel Jameer, he's just
You're worried.
Mario said it before, I've said it before. He just looks so much faster than everyone else on the field. Like I'll take the chance of him breaking one and just getting there. Like I'll he doesn't need a lot of touches. It'd be nice, but you see what he does with a lot. But no, I'm not too worried. Like I do like it. I hope he did enough to show that like he deserves more of a workload. But I'm not looking for like 20 touches again. But if he gets like maybe 12 to 15, I'd be happy with that.
You'll be all right. Yeah, I mean, you can actually put Najee Harris on the bench, which is nice.
Well, he's actually been okay.
Sure. I probably put in Saints defense over Bengals defense on your side. Just because CJ Stroud has just been killing it, dude.
You know, I would too, but like the Bengals have a pretty like decent floor, like as a defense. They're not like killing it, but they're also not like ruining it. Like I think the lowest one is like 4 points, and that O line is still messed up, and the Bengals have pretty good rushers, so I'm hoping on that like to take effect.
I think they were put on notice too. They're not going to come in and be like, "Oh, it's just a rookie. Let's take him seriously." They all saw what he did last week, and Bengals D has objectively been pretty good. My only question for you: Jamar Chase missed practice. If he doesn't play, does Hop go up to the 2 and Najee comes in?
I hope he doesn't play. Like, no reason. I don't want him to play. I'd rather him just get 100%. Like, let him take the week off. I don't care. And, yeah, I just put Hop up, put Najee in. Very simple slide. The only thing I am, like, a little bit, like, questionable about, I still have, like, kind of high hopes for is Quentin Johnston. It was an ugly game. But I will say this, like, he did exclusively get the Sauce Gardner treatment. I don't know if y'all saw, probably didn't pay attention, but Keenan Allen's more in the slot than he is in the outside, and I just felt every time I saw like Quentin Johnson run a route, Sauce Gardner was on him, and it's a good cornerback. I would have loved to see him challenge him more, but hey, I'm gonna give him a slide and wait still. See, hopefully he'll get better.
I think he will. I really do. Do y'all have anything for Castro on your side?
Just that, but there's not much to really decide.
Right, yeah, not against Isaac.
Well, he's playing points. Like, Castro has to max out every week. And Castro, I kept throwing you stats last week on why like, he should play the Giants D. And I think they went like -1 or something like that.
Yeah, they definitely did with -1. And you know what kind of like, it was like a little superstitious thing. I'm like, they traded a wood player away. And like, that sounds like meaningless, and everyone makes it seem meaningless, but I feel like that's just like, it screws everyone every time. Like, I feel like after like teams get shuffled, they act like they've never played football before. They act like they're brand new. So that was a little other thing. It's not real, but in my head I'm like, nah, I don't want that.
About the like playing with the Raiders, you mean?
Well, they traded away like one of their D linemen, Leonard, like their better one. I don't know if he's the star.
Oh,
next
that's right.
to Thibodeau. And that's just enough for me to like, oh, now they're going to pretend they don't know how to play defense, because in my head, that's how I process it.
On the other side, you called it out too, which we see a lot. As soon as a head coach gets fired, the team acts like they got new blood and they just come to life. And the Raiders came out and looked just like that. We saw the same thing with the Colts. They hired Jeff Saturday, who never coached before in his life, and they came out and actually beat Josh McDaniels' Raiders last year, and then never won another game. So I don't know if they can sustain, but they look good in the first one.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. The whole shifting of things in my mind, like, for some reason makes a difference, but whatever.
All right, moving on. Deez, you have anything for Castro?
Maybe. I feel like these last few weeks I don't have one opponent every week. I have 3. So I'm really hesitant to give any advice to Castro, but I think you have a solid
You can leave it at that.
I'll say that.
All
We're
right.
definitely in a race, you, me, and Miller, I think.
Word. On the other side.
3 minutes for Isaac.
All right. On the other side, Isaac, he has Gardner Minshew Mania, Chubba Hubba, Zach Moss versus Jonathan Taylor. That'll be interesting. He has Pittman in, Brandon Ayuk, Sam Laporta, JSN, who is questionable at the moment. Don't know the severity of that. Cole Kmet, Evan McPherson, and Jets defense against the Raiders.
Nothing.
He doesn't have shit on the bench.
Nothing.
So not much to change there on Isaac's side. It's just you got to cross your fingers at this point. You know, if Isaac even cares. You know, just.
Oh, yeah, I mean, he's playing for next year. He traded away his best players, so
yeah.
Congrats on being the league's fuck doll for the rest of the season.
Damn. Repeat that one more time.
Repeat that.
He can go watch it on YouTube if he wants to see
Congrats,
it.
Isaac, on being the fantasy team's fuck doll for the rest of the season. I like that.
I already beat him twice. Can't do anything about it.
We didn't
you put that as the title?
Milk. Congrats
Please
on being
no.
a fuck Don. Just say, don't say who.
Yeah.
Please no.
Please.
I can't have another discount dildo scenario.
Yeah.
Discount dildo number 2.
We had 2 episodes named that, yeah.
So again, Castro, you're projected to beat Isaac 103-75. we'll see what happens. You're probably gonna get this, and this will put you at your 5th win if you get it.
You and me, William, we're going together. We're going 6 wins together. Hold your hand.
Anyways,
I think Castro.
somebody go next.
We're getting picks.
I picked
You don't have
Castro.
Oh,
the
yeah,
polls
that's
up.
right.
I like to put the polls.
Yeah, I'll pick Castro.
Is anybody picking Isaac?
No.
No,
Okay.
yeah, got Castro.
All right, 7.5 minutes. Not bad. Next one.
Woo!
Not bad. I'll take the next one. I'm going to do Warwick and Scott just because I saw it. I'll start on Warwick's side. Warwick is projected 86 points.
We'll pretend this
actually,
is Isaac.
they could
You're on
see
video this time.
You're
dude.
recording, dude.
Thank you, William. Thank
He
you
just
for
he just
that.
leaves the call.
Warwick v. Scott. Warwick's projected 86 points to Scott's 73. On Warwick's side, we got Baker Mayfield for QB. RBs 1 and 2 are James Cook and Gus Edwards. The Gus bus. Wide receiver 1 and 2 are Chris Godwin, and DJ Moore. TJ Hawkinson in the tight end spot. For flexes, he's got Calvin Ridley and T. Higgins. And then the kicker is the Lions kicker, D's, and Raiders defense, your X, D's. On the bench, he has Patrick Mahomes on a bye. And then, I guess Tyler Algier, maybe? Oh, he has to put in that second-round pick.
Niners defense. I just saw that
Yeah.
on the bench.
This is probably not set then, but so let's set it for you. First thing is put that defense in there.
Niners
I
defense.
think it's
Yeah.
set. I think he said it.
Don't be the Arthur Smith of our league.
Yeah, I think you kind of got to do that, right? I mean, newly acquired Chase Young. I mean, Niners D is Niners D
Oh, heck
before
yeah,
that,
you got
but
Did he play the Raiders last week? Because the Niners were on bye
who?
Warwick?
Yeah, I think so.
against the Giants. I thought he did it because they're playing the Jets, and he just watched the Chargers annihilate them. But maybe they're just a holdover from last week.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, it's a holdover. Nah, put the Niners in there. I like T. Higgins. Leave him in there. Calvin Ridley is a boomer bust, dude.
Yeah.
But
I
Yeah.
think
who's on the bench though? Algier.
Algier's the one I'm looking at.
Yeah, he gets work. Then Arthur Smith hates Bijan.
true.
Playing against Scott. So play the floor.
Yep.
I'd rather chance it with Algier than I would Ridley personally.
Going against
Um,
49ers.
Yeah.
You can actually throw in the Niners.
You can.
I mean,
Is
Burrow just
Trevor
did it.
Lawrence quick enough? to
T-Law.
throw it? Yeah.
I don't know. Is he not good? I feel like I've seen no Jaguars ever, but I don't know. They keep winning. They're somehow 6-2. They're the quietest 6-2 in the league.
I mean, Christian
It's
Kirk
Travis Etienne.
and
Oh, yeah.
ETN.
Travis Etienne gets all that. I don't know. I think, I would say put in the Niners defense because, they got the D-line is just too good. And Raiders defense, I'm not a fan of. Like, they're not that great, I don't think.
It's Max Crosby. All they show every time the Raiders,
Yep.
who are for some reason on national TV every week, it's
Yeah,
Max
that's
Crosby. But he,
He's a
8
beast.
sacks
Yeah,
this
he's a
last
beast.
week. I could see him throwing Zach Wilson around a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Niners D, and then I'll say Tyler Algier for Calvin Ridley. Anyone else got anything for Warwick?
I say the opposite
Exactly.
of both. Raiders and keep Ridley. Don't touch
William,
anything.
what do you got, William? Tell them.
Exactly what you just said.
Boom.
Yeah, I would throw a Niners D over Raiders, and I guess I'd leave Ridley in there. And yeah, maybe find a new kicker because I think Riley's going to show his true colors.
Fonts?
Get Niners in there. Defense, and I kind of agree with putting in Tyler Algier in place of Calvin Ridley.
Listen to the man. He just whooped William's ass.
He didn't whoop
Listen
my
to him.
ass. No, you probably have like 1 minute left. What is it?
Well, that's
Go
4
ahead.
minutes. We got 4 for Scott now.
We're going to Scott. Scott at QB has Justin Herbert at running backs 1 and 2. Bijan Robinson and not Bijan Robinson. Wide receivers 1 and 2 are Elijah Moore and Tyler Boyd. At tight end, he has McBride. One empty flex spot, the other one filled with Devin Singletary, the Jaguars kicker, and Green Bay defense.
Cortland Sutton.
Cortland Sutton, newly acquired.
Yep. Put him in. Put him in right there in that slot, that empty slot.
I think he gets to. Is there anything? Oh, wait, no, it's on bye. Yeah.
That's really it.
Yeah, that's what I would do too. Yeah, just put him in there and that's it. Leave it as is.
And actually,
Hope for
with
the
that,
best, Scott.
he's only going to be like a 5-point underdog after that.
Yeah.
Let's do this, Scott.
Yeah.
Get that
I'm
win.
rooting for Scott. Let's go, Scott.
Is that your pick?
Well,
That's my
hold
pick.
on.
My
Does
pick is
anyone
Scott.
else have anything? Fawn, do you have anything for Scott?
Nope, that was it right there.
Ooh, not even a fuck you, Scott.
I can do that if you want.
Yeah, do it.
Hold on a second. If I can-
No,
Oh, I opened the wrong app.
Nice move.
Man.
Shut up, Fonz. Fucking new ass producer.
Fuck you, Scott.
Bam! Fonz is dead. By some random dude that's not Scott. That just sounds like Fonz is about to die. One chance to say one last
Do you have any
sentence.
final words?
Fuck you, Scott.
And the guy's like, who the fuck's Scott? Alright. Alright, let's get to the pick'ems. William Pickett.
Scott.
Mario.
Warwick.
Deeds.
Yeah, I'm taking Warwick, but I hope Scott wins.
Fonz.
I have been asking
Doesn't
Scott to
sound
win, and he has not been winning. And I'm going to choose Warwick, and he's going to win now.
Ooh.
I'm choosing Warwick.
Nah, I'm gonna pick Warwick. Yeah, I'm going Warwick too. Done. Time.
That was too long.
6.5 minutes. Good stuff.
See, William was faster than you.
Who next?
I'll go. Will, do you need a drop?
No, go ahead.
You're gonna stay for this one. All right. I'm taking Mario v. Joe, the top two. Wait, what's the spilt milk special?
I was like asking that too. I think.
Do we not
it's
have one
gonna
this week?
be-
It's. I'll. If it's not this one, I'll just carry right on. I'm just making
Nah,
sure.
it's not this one.
Okay.
Well, they're the best team.
I mean, is it going to be William until he gets a 6th win?
I hope not.
We're the best teams, but I'm not winning this week. I got still no Fields. I've got AJ Brown and Tyreek on a bye, and Jefferson still hurt. And probably no Derrick Henry even right now. So
I'd say it's Will and Noe.
All right, I'm carrying on. Mario v. Joe, the top two teams in our league as it stands. Mario at 7-2, Joe at 8-1. Right now, projections are Mario 89.6 and Joe 102.5. I'll start on Mario's side. We got Sam Howell. I was actually going to howl, but I thought it would be too loud and annoying to the listeners. Yeah, that's what I was going to do.
Sam, if he goes for 30, I'm changing his name to Sam Howell of Fame.
No, future first ballot Hall of Famer, Sam Howell.
There it is. We got Sam Howell at quarterback, Breece Hall, Javonte Williams in at running back, Jaden Reed, Wandale Robinson at receiver, Mark Andrews at tight end, and in the two
Gross.
flexes, Alexander Madison and Demario Douglas.
Who?
You
know
guys
what?
saying who says more about you than my team.
True, that's true. And then Jets kicker, Greg the Leg, and Pittsburgh defense. Yeah, like all those like what if names. Like it's, but you're still projected 90, which I think is pretty great. So, not bad.
That's a little crazy. Like Warwick and Scott just had 86 and 80 on their two projections.
Yeah.
Sorry, Warwick
Generous.
and Scott.
Generous.
The bye week is hitting you hard here. No one of note on the bench. You got a couple defenses you might be in between right now. I think
Derrick
Seahawks
Henry.
with the highest projection. There is that Derrick Henry guy on the bench, but TBD.
TBT if he's available.
Yeah.
If I keep him, my projection would go up to about 95. Be a close match.
Yeah.
And Seattle they're a little bit of an insurance play because they're playing against Sam Howell, so he gets sacked a lot. So if he gets sacked a bunch, I could be like, well, at least I got some points out of that, even though the drive's over. And if he throws a pick, I just break even. So I'm thinking
There's
about
logic to that, yeah, for
it.
sure.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh.
Yeah,
Who would you put in Derrick Henry for? If you,
Anyone?
Fuck off.
I guess Demario Douglas.
No, I'm keeping DeMario in. He's
I would
probably my
also-
highest rated.
Keep him in.
You guys
yeah.
need to do some fucking homework. You're exposing yourselves more than anything else.
Wandale Robinson. That
I
guy's
hope
a
he-
chump.
Oh, it's Wandale
Yeah.
against the Cowboys.
100%.
Okay, yeah.
I think
Demario
that's-
Douglas give you like 2 points, dude. You'd be like, do your homework.
Yeah. Giants taking on Cowboys. They lost Daniel Jones. Tommy DeVito. Danny DeVito. In a quarter.
Damn.
Danny DeVito.
He might be
Short
as good
midget
as Tommy DeVito.
Some
You know,
short
actually, like-
guy out there. Yeah.
Actually, we make fun, but like I watched one play from like the Giants, and it just so happened to be like a throw by this dude, and it wasn't like a long bomb or anything. It was just like a bullet pass, but that looked like a hard ass like bullet pass. Like it wasn't really that accurate, but I mean the dude could throw the ball. So I'm not saying he's gonna be good at all. I think he sucks. He's garbage, but at least he has a strong arm. It appears.
There's that. Well, yeah, I don't think I can change anything. How about the defense? Seattle against Washington or Pittsburgh against the Packers? Jordan Lewis.
Seattle against Washington. I just want you to suffer.
That's even. That's a safe play.
Now
Yeah, I
you're
say
gonna be like,
Seattle.
damn it. All they're going to do is swat Sam Howell's balls, not even pick him, and just get him off the field.
And the Steelers play at noon, so I'm gonna watch their fucking pick six on Jordan Love early in the day.
God.
I'll think about
Yeah, I
it.
would take Seattle. Anything else for Mario?
I leave it as this.
Negative.
Any other?
Hey, shout out to the pod crew on the start last week. Alexander Madison was the difference. He was not initially in my lineup.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck it, you guys are right, I'll put him in. And 15 points.
Damn.
It was
I thought
ugly
about that too. I just
You're
forgot.
for a stretch of time. He at one point had 6 carries and -2 yards. I'm like, this fucking dude, man. He just happened to have a 50-yard reception. Yeah, he's the most frustrating player to watch.
Yep. Good call. Good call on the pod, boys. Moving on over to Joe's side. Brock Purdy, Brock Lobster in at quarterback, CMC and Austin Eckler, newly acquired Austin Eckler in for the running backs. Devontae Adams, Mike Evans in at receiver.
I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry. Devontae who?
We moved on, all right?
I'm sorry.
The speed reader.
I didn't get that one. I heard Devontae something.
In at receivers.
Oh, dude, and now he's playing the Jets. He's going to have like 3 points.
Believe, Joe. Believe. All right, believe. Dalton Schultz in a tight end, and in the other two flexes, Aaron Jones and Terry McLaurin. And then, as usual, Ravens kicker and Ravens defense rounding out that lineup. On the bench, some options. Newly acquired Christian Kirk. Damian Pierce? Not Damian Pierce.
No, I don't do
That is him, but don't do that. I mean, I should, whatever, do that. I don't care.
I say you put in the Bills defense.
Bill, that's where I'm looking right now. Yeah, I would do Bills defense over Ravens defense.
I don't know. The Ravens have been pretty solid.
They are pretty
14
good.
against Cleveland earlier in the year.
They're pretty good at their D, but I don't know. It's a tough one.
Nah, I say you leave in the Ravens. The whole team looks good at the moment. And, like, I feel like they're what the Titans want to be or should be. Like, just run the ball, pound and ground, burn the clock, play good defense. Suffocate them. I say leave it. That's just me, though.
I might do Christian Kirk over Terry McLaurin.
Say it.
Oh, I can say Devontae.
Say it!
You can't sit Devontae Adams.
You know, it's frustrating, too, because, like, I even hear it, too, all over in different podcasts, too. Like, people still, like, you can't sit him. And, like, at one point, why? Like, it's not a good matchup. Sure, he's Devontae Adams, but, like, he's not, there's nothing in the system that, like, is helping him right now.
Apparently, he's like wide receiver 60 over the past 5 weeks. Something absurd.
But 18 on the year.
It's all on the hanging on that week 3 game against Pittsburgh. He got 29.
I'd
Whatever.
probably put Christian Kirk in for Aaron Jones.
Jones finally looked good again.
Nah, I like that.
he's gonna get. He was limited. Only got to like 50% count snap counts because they're still watching his injury. And I think
That's
it's gonna be
annoying.
like that.
Can't shake hamstring injury. it
That's
says.
annoying because like their head coach had said like, oh, we're ready to release him fully like before that game.
Yeah.
That's fucking frustrating.
Well,
Yeah,
they
I-
did. He had 24 carries. He had 24 touches in the game. Only playing 60% of the snaps.
He's being efficient with it for sure. Yeah, I agree. So which shows a good sign that on that. But I think they're going to limit him again this week. I might consider Aaron Jones for Christian Kirk.
I guess I just thought he had a higher snap percentage, but I guess looking back at the data, he does not. So
But when he's in, he touches the ball. It's like he's their whole offense.
Yeah, but again, Green Bay's offense sucks, but I would take him over. Who did you say to put in? Christian Kirk? Yeah, I'd take him over Christian Kirk.
You hate
I don't
Christian
like-
Kirk.
Yeah, I hate Christian Kirk, and I'd still start him over Devontae Adams. This week, at least.
any other advice? I feel like I'm at time. Will
No.
We're at,
just leave it as is. The only thing that, like I said, I would switch Bills defense in. But I don't think it's going to be a make it or break it. I think it'll be
why
fine.
not?
damn.
Because he's going to win.
Damn.
He's going to whoop that ass, dude.
I'm only missing. I looked it up. I looked up the top 3 wide receivers on points per game: Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, AJ Brown. All 3, and they're all fucking out. So yeah, enjoy this win, Joe. Whatever. I'll see you again.
Damn. Defeated already. The game hasn't even started.
Go turn your lights back off.
It will.
Don't do it.
All right, pick 'em time. I picked Joe.
I picked it first.
I picked. No, you didn't,
Yes, I
William.
did.
I picked Joe.
Taking Joe.
Yeah, Joe.
Sweep.
Have we done Williams' game?
No, that's the spilled milk.
We're gonna make him stay to the end. Okay. I'll grab yours, Jose. You are playing against Fonz. Woo! All right, Fonz. We need you to set a little lineup. You want some help?
No, I already know what I'm doing. I'm just waiting for Khalil Herbert to be determined if he's going to play or not tomorrow. It's gonna, I feel like I should know by tomorrow afternoon, apparently.
Fucking Fonz's team does seem like sneaky dangerous.
Yeah.
Looking at it, the first top ones, he's getting David Montgomery back, and the stupid Prescott and CeeDee Lamb are looking decent. In a fantasy world,
Right.
not in the real football world.
You have
Dalton McCabe.
you have Khalil Herbert coming back?
He should be coming back because they already determined he's already been at practices, the past 3 practices. He's been at full participation on all 3, but they still have him in an injury reserve designation, which they should remove it by tomorrow afternoon, apparently. But we'll see.
Wow. And then DeMarcado might come back? Okay. Well, I guess the bigger ones are kicker and defense. You got Gay and Aubrey, and then Tampa and the Colts against New England.
I think I would like the Cowboys.
I don't know. I don't trust Jonathan Mingo. I don't trust Jonathan Mingo for Thursday night.
Yeah, but I don't see anyone you could put.
Oh, you could put a flex in.
I could put AJ Dillon, especially if he's going to be getting if Aaron Jones is not going to be getting the full participation or the full snap counts.
Would you put DeMarcado in though if he plays?
I think yes, because Kyler Murray is supposed to be back, right?
He is, yeah. He's injured because of a toe, though. I'm a little scared because Curtis Samuel was out because of a toe, and then he re-aggravated and left mid-game. And DeMarcado didn't practice. I don't know. I'd watch out to see if he's a full participant and all.
Yeah.
How about Brandon Aubrey? First time they played the Giants, he had 9 points because the Cowboys had so many touchdowns that they didn't need to kick field goals.
I would say that would be I feel like they are going to score a lot of just touchdowns, and if you get maybe 1 or 2 field goals in between them, it could be a pretty safe play.
Like a 10-point floor, something like that.
No, yeah, I consider that. That's why I'm leaving Matt Gay in there.
Oh, you're leaving Gay so that you can
I think that he's going to outscore because I think there's going to be a bunch of touchdowns for the Cowboys. I don't think there's going to be a lot of field goals kicking in there.
Well, Matt Gay's in Germany, New England, and Indianapolis this week.
And all the Germany games seem like super slow. Or like all the out of country games, like the jet lag probably affects it more than people think.
Well, maybe they're sloppy and they can't score, so they just kick field goals.
Kickers get affected in these international games, so
Yeah.
I'm just saying maybe they don't move the ball as much.
Look at me when you say that, bitch.
Oh!
What are we doing? Why are we setting his lineup? What are we doing?
This is advice.
That's how that
That's what we
feels,
do.
dude. That's how that feels.
I say Colts for that reason. I say Colts over Tampa. Tampa,
Yeah.
I don't know. I know it's Will Levis, but they just got lit up by C.J. Stroud. Bad.
Yeah, I don't think I would go. Yeah, I'd go Colts over Tampa for sure. And Will Levis doesn't get sacked. Like he has pretty decent pocket awareness.
Yeah, I tried it against Will Levis. It didn't work that well a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I actually meant to
Trash
change
ass
that
Atlanta.
because that's why I picked them up last minute because they were still there. There you go.
Yeah,
Word.
definitely. Yeah, that's way better.
All right, over to Jose's side. Got Josh Dobbs. That'll change. So I'll go ahead and say it. Josh Allen. Man, so your projection is probably going to go up like 5 points. Yeah, exactly 5 points. Josh Allen, Saquon, Ramondre in Germany, Thielen, Deontay Johnson, Taysom Thrill, Garrett Wilson, Keenan Allen, and then hey, how's this post Riley Patterson life going? Younghoe Koo with 19.9 last week.
It's amazing. I forgot what it's like to have a competent kicker. With that being
Back-to-backs.
said, I just jinxed Younghoe Koo, so I'll be looking.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you
You should
did.
probably knock on wood.
If y'all have any recommendations, I'll take them now, and I'll pick that person up next week. Actually, no, don't tell me. Mario, you tell me and separately, offline, and then one of these fuckers will go grab
He'll
him.
get added.
William, why do you say these fuck? You know which one?
I thought we
He's got
improved.
that look
We
on his
improved
face.
ourselves. We're not going to do that anymore. We're not that
No.
kind of podcast.
We did, us four. That guy up there in my screen
Yeah.
up top, not even in the frame, did not agree to that, and I wouldn't trust him.
Fine.
Told him the karma. If he had started Brandon Cooks over Gabe Davis, he would have won.
Yeah, fuck you. You're right.
And then you got Atlanta playing against Kyler Murray in his return. You don't have another defense because Kansas City's on bye. So George Kittle officially finding the bench. He is the tight end 7 on the year. Hadn't been awful, but it's almost like Taysom's floor is just so high if they're going to give him the ball every time he's in the red zone.
George Kittle isn't like, I haven't set my official lineup for tomorrow or Thursday. I didn't know we were going to preview this, and then I still have some moves in the making, and I have guys I need to move out of IR. But right now, I'm going to use the Fonz line. I can't do anything right now. I have some moves
George
pending.
Kittle did have a good game last game he played, 140 yards, almost 149. That's
Yeah.
tough.
I figure out a way to put in George Kittle in there somewhere, but you have a solid.
Like 2 tight ends.
Like Garrett Wilson, maybe? Like, I don't know their total points, but Taysom Hill probably has more points overall than Garrett Wilson does on the year, so he might just head-to-head be a better start.
Debo's coming out of my IR, so he's someone I have to
Oh,
consider
shit.
for the lineup.
I get Riley Patterson vibes from Debo. Just he comes in and just fucking doesn't stay like, I don't know.
Yeah,
Until
I
proven
say
otherwise,
it's-
the way they're using Taysom, 3 straight double-digit games. He doesn't do a lot, but he only does things in the red zone or the green zone even.
Debo and Saquon scare me every time they get the ball. They get up, and I'm watching the screen closely on how they get up, because it's almost like once every game, like I see it or I hear it, like, oh, Saquon got up a little shaken there. He's
feel like
running
that
to
too.
the sidelines. I'm like, oh no. Same thing for Debo. So 2 very scary guys on the roster right now
I think I'd prefer Kittle over Debo at the moment.
in the starting lineup.
How about Garrett Wilson?
I think I prefer Kittle over Garrett Wilson too. I just hate Zach Wilson is ass.
I might leave
hate
Garrett just because he gets so many targets.
He
So
does.
many targets. And with Debo coming back, I might be afraid that some of that Kittle volume goes down a little bit.
Yeah.
No, I hate Zach Wilson. Like he's so bad.
But
Did
he
you
just
hear what
has
the
to
coach
catch him
said?
on one slant or whatever.
Did you hear what the coach said? Like this past interview or something?
No.
He said something along the lines. They asked him like, so like, do you think starting Zach Wilson was the right move this whole time? And he's like, you got me there. I'm gonna plead the fifth on that one.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Damn. I was like, yeah, you fucked up. Anyone could have told you that.
Can you imagine what shape they'd be if they had just traded for Josh Dobbs? And
They'd be so much better, probably.
and with that defense, they just need a competent guy that can get the ball out. With that defense, and Aaron Rodgers trying to come back from the miracle Achilles. Speaking of Achilles, Jesus Christ, Cam Akers tore his other Achilles, both of them.
Poor dude.
And somewhere, Justin's doing a victory lap because he called Cam Akers garbage on the podcast 2 years ago and said he would never rush for 1,000 yards, and looking like he's right.
Hey, really quick, I don't want to get too deep in it, but did y'all catch Aaron Rodgers tell, like, before or after the game? So, like, the other team had asked him, like, oh, like, when are you coming back, big guy? And he's like, give me a few weeks. That's what he said.
Yeah.
So that was, like, a headline, like, oh, Aaron Rodgers, leaked audio, said he's coming back in a few weeks. And honestly, like, maybe? I don't know what he's doing, but, like, he doesn't look bad. Yeah.
I think
Dungeon of
since
Darkness.
I think since then there was an interview about that, and if I was reading correctly, he was joking. He's not a few weeks. Like he needs more time for healing. But
I think we passed
he
the
goes
7 minute mark.
Yeah, we're at 8 minutes right now.
Fuck.
Yeah, he goes on Pat McAfee every week if you want to hear his interview on the stuff. But all right, pick 'em time.
Real quick, I say D's, you drop Josh Dobbs and Russell Wilson finally.
Drop him.
I'm not dropping
Oh,
Dobbs.
You have 4 quarterbacks, and you got Josh Allen.
I'm trying to go. Listen, Joe set a record. I'm trying to beat it.
All right,
Okay,
all right,
so
fine.
leave me alone.
Do your thing. I pick,
So leave me
just
alone.
because of that, my brother.
Damn.
Fonz, I told you that if when you got your first win, I was going to pick you, and I fucking delivered. But your 9th loss is coming this week. I pick Jose.
Damn. Why you been speaking?
I just feel like Fonz is gonna have a stupid run where he's just gonna have like a 3-game stretch where he's just gonna put points. I think I'm gonna go Fonz. I'm gonna go with the heart me Fonz.
I can see that coming, but there's still his guys aren't fully back yet. When he gets Kyron Williams back next week, maybe. But, all right, and we know what Jose and Fonz are picking. I think Fonz, what are you picking?
shoot, me.
Oh, there we go.
It is heart. Heart.
All right, 4 down, 2 to go. I think
Whose turn is it?
Justin and Miller is the other one. Another game that doesn't matter because Miller just blew up his team.
That's also very frustrating because all the guys I'm going up against, they're playing these people who have given up on this year or don't intend to win this year.
Yep.
And I have the most frustrating and most difficult schedule, I feel.
I
made
know
the
we
schedule.
haven't played yet.
You made the schedule, D's. All right.
Yeah, tell him Fonz. Tell him what's up.
Yeah, Will has an easy ass schedule. He plays Isaac and Miller. Both teams tanking.
Easy.
I think I have a really easy schedule too.
What if
the
you-
only one I think I'm worried about is Fonz.
Yeah,
Getting, a
Fonz.
sneaky one.
I'll look up your schedule, Fonz.
I'm
All
gonna
right,
be
I'm starting the timer.
spoiled.
Starting the timer.
Okay, I
Go
got
on.
the last one. Miller versus
Well, the last
Justin.
one before your brother.
Okay. All right, Miller versus Justin. Miller standing at 4 and 5, while Justin's at 6 and 3. We'll start on the lower projected side. Miller, eye on the walrus, Tutu Kuchu. He's
Damn.
We don't say that.
Zach Wilson.
we got Zach Wilson
L.
starting. Yeah. Tank Bigsby
Tank.
in his RB1, RB2, Kareem Hunt. Wide receiver 1 and 2, we got Marquise Brown and Amari Cooper. Tight end spot, he's got Hunter Henry. And we're going to go in the flex first spot, Michael Thomas. And then Tank Dell. We said he was not going to bench him this time, so we called that. Tyler Bass is the kicker, and Jacksonville's defense.
Probably find a new defense if you even care. He's probably tanking for next year. So yeah, keep Jacksonville in there. Actually,
There's not much he can do with his team. A lot bye weeks,
yeah.
and then he only has tight ends. There's other options.
Yeah, that is true, and there's not much defenses left to pick up, so gotta roll with it.
Yep.
Good to start
Man,
on Justin's
Justin
side.
got two.
Two in a row. Two fucking layups.
Lucky
Yes,
bitch,
man.
Justin.
And I think he plays Isaac still this year because we're in the same division.
Damn. All right, well, we got Lamar Jackson in the starting QB. RB1, Josh Jacobs. RB2, Tony Pollard. Wide receiver 1, Stephon Diggs. Wide receiver 2, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Love that guy. Tight end, David Njoku. Flex, in the first flex spot, we got Jordan Addison. And then Joe Mixon in the second flex spot. Kicker, Nick Folk. And defense, Cowboys defense.
He's fine.
Yeah. Leave it as is.
It'd be cool to start Tyler Lockett. I think he goes off this week.
Boom! You heard it there. Fonz knows.
Don't change
Put it
shit.
in.
I picked Justin.
Don't change shit. I picked Justin.
Yeah, I picked Justin too.
I was trying to see if there's any free agents because there's got to be somebody better than Zach Wilson. So
There's not.
All I could find was
no.
There's
all I
not.
could find was Teabag. Go Teabag.
Dude.
He's playing Carolina. Teabag.
Teabag doesn't. Whatever.
Zach Wilson sucks.
He does.
Yeah,
he
he's
does.
bad.
He does. I almost picked him up as a desperation.
Speaking of desperation, I saw you grab Martavis Bryant.
As soon as I got that alert for like the Cowboys signed him, I was like, Will's gonna get him. Will's
I
gonna
thought
pick
it
him up.
will right away.
That's my dude.
I just imagine Will reading that and him going, "Oh,
That's my dude. I used to follow him on Instagram, and then he just. It's
Damn,
a whole. I have
This
high
is-
hopes for him.
That's the stupidest pickup in the world. Like none of that makes sense. The Cowboys deserve to get the criticism they get.
It is a very stupid pickup. I agree. What the fuck did they see in him? Whatever. We're
I
talking
didn't
about
realize
this matchup.
he. Well, we got time. This is only 4 minutes
Okay.
on this one. We can wrap it up, but I didn't know he had not played since 2018. I can't believe it had been that long.
been
I'm
a
like, where the
while.
fuck? He couldn't even play in Canada. What are we doing? There's nobody else.
I can think of like people who are just like older, like around his age, that are better. Like
And that's what I was telling my brother. Like,
I was thinking, one guy I was thinking of, and I wish this guy just got it together. Was Josh Gordon? Like I know he played
Yeah.
in the XFL
Right.
recently. Why not get him? I
Yeah.
prefer him over Martavis. Martavis Bryant didn't do shit in the league. Like he didn't do anything.
he had like
he had a
two
couple
good
stretches.
games.
Yeah,
he
where
had like
people
two,
thought.
3 good games. He looked good.
But like Josh Gordon had like a gear where he was like a 1,600-yard receiver
For
at
sure.
the very least. Like I'm sure there's no way you're gonna tell me Josh Gordon wouldn't do it for like $1,000.
No, right.
Like,
No,
hey,
I
you
don't-
want a couple thousand.
I don't disagree with you. I don't. And that's why I'm like, who the fuck? Like, what scouter went out there and was like, Martavis Bryant, that's the guy. Pick him up. Pay him.
I'm sure there's
You know what I
tons
mean?
of free
Like,
agents.
what-
I don't know the pool.
What did they see? So that's what I'm going off of. Like,
This-
they must have saw something. The optimism in me, the biasness for Martavis Bryant. That I'm hoping maybe something happens there. You know, because the guy is a big dude. Like he is tall. But
I thought speed was his thing. I thought he was
He-
like a field stretcher.
He was
he
just
was
a
fast
speedster.
too. But he was pretty big too.
I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
he's like 6 foot, maybe two.
All I'm saying is that
removed
if
from
they
the
picked up Martavis Bryant, they better have like some kind of game plan where they're using him, not just being on a bench and just throwing it to the same people. Like, why?
I wouldn't have a game plan. I would not want him on the field. Like I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
T.Y. Hilton, you probably
I
get
want to
him.
see what they have planned for this and why they felt like they needed. This is going to be the guy that we need. This is what we're missing.
Man, it must suck to be a Cowboys fan.
Mm-hmm.
This is just the weirdest shit ever. Like,
All right. With that in mind, I picked Justin.
I picked Justin.
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 There's so many sweeps, man. Like we're gonna be able to make up no ground on picks anymore because like half the fucking league is trading their players away.
Yep.
1 week. Finale.
Spilled milk. Spill. Who's doing it?
Probably you, right?
Yeah, you're up.
All right, I'll do it, William. Stop begging me.
Starting the timer.
No timer for this one,
Put
boys.
the timer.
Doing pretty
Spilled
good.
milk.
Put the timer. I'm like, I gotta go.
I got
He's gotta go.
the spilled milk matchup of the week. Noe versus William. Noe 2-7. William, infamous, is 5-4, looking for that 6th win. Right now, the projections stand as Noe at 66.7 to William 72.3. Do you have a full lineup, Will? Do not.
Missing a
No,
flex.
of course not.
He has
I'll start
two.
on Noe.
Okay.
He does have 2 buys. So yeah, I'll just go down to Noe's first. Noe has Jared Goff at QB, running backs 1 and 2, Travis Etienne and Mitchell. This one, dude. What's his first name?
He doesn't even have a
Keaton.
kicker defense on his roster.
Nope.
He has work to do. Wide receivers, George Pickens, Zay Flowers, and then tight end Kyle Pitts. And in the flex spots, Drake London and Miles Sanders. And he needs a kicker and a defense because those are on bye. On his bench, there is not much to talk about. There's actually nothing to talk about. Like, yeah, there's no one. There's Trevor Lawrence and Kendra Miller and Taylor Heineke. So, yeah, go pick up a defense and a kicker. There's maybe something there. I know.
For sure.
Daniel Carlson's playing the Jet. Oh, Dicker just got dropped.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, there you go. Boom.
You're welcome.
Actually, no. Jason Myers going against that soft Washington defense.
Look at fucking Will. I just saw Will like smile when he said
They're still on
he's gonna pick
waivers
him
because
up.
Will dropped him. They're still on waivers. You can't do it.
Yeah, fuck you, William.
God.
I'm not gonna do it. I
Bless.
said.
Oh, you're not gonna do it.
He
dude.
thought about it. I know it.
Look at his little head. Like he's like, fuck. I did drop him. Put 12 points up.
I know what I did.
I don't think you do. Yeah, not much that we could do for you, Noah. You're gonna have to look at the waiver wire and pick some.
Dude, there are
Pieces up.
only 8 defenses on the.
Yeah,
on the
there's not a
waiver
lot of
wire.
defenses. Good
Some
luck.
of us are holding 3 of them.
God, fucking Will, you little bitch. You don't want it like this, William. You do not want it.
At this point, dude, I don't fucking know. I don't know.
It doesn't get any prettier on William's side. William, QB, Mac Jones, running back,
What the
Kenneth
fuck?
Walker.
Dude, I tell you, I got desperate. I almost put Zach Wilson.
Running back, Kenneth Walker, Jerome Ford. At wide receivers, Nico Collins, Jacoby Myers. Tight end, he has Johnny Smith. Flex spot, doesn't learn his lesson. Gabe Davis.
Shaheed me.
Did you put Shaheed in? I didn't. Let me refresh real quick.
No, he didn't.
No,
I'm telling
no.
him to.
Is that what you're telling him to do?
She's got Shaheed and Josh Downs. I know Downs is going in if he's healthy.
If he's healthy. If he
He's
practices.
Yeah.
All right, we'll give you advice. Let me get through everything. For kicker and defense, the kicker is the Niners kicker, and the defense is Chicago. Yeah, William, put in Shaheed. Me and Mario tell you this all the Fuck it, put in Bryant.
Davis Bryant?
Do
Oh, the practice squad? Great,
Do it.
great.
I know you're super low on Gabe Davis, but he's not going to go 0 again, right?
Yeah, there's no way. There's no
every
way.
time you
There's
pull
no
him is when he like
Really?
you're 0 for your last 4. 0.1 you started him. 0.6 you started him. 14 you pulled him. 0 you started him. You've gone 0 for your last 4. So whatever your instinct is, do the opposite.
What's super
Yeah.
strange is after week 5, he was Mr. Consistent. Like I don't know what happened. I called it. Like it was like he's Mr. Consistent. You got to keep him
called
in. I don't
it.
know what happened.
I hope Josh Allen breaks his leg this week. Dude. How about that?
I have backups. It's okay. I have backups.
Oh my god.
Jeez, man.
Unnecessary. We're taking
sorry.
D's, not Josh
gonna-
Allen. God.
You're gonna
I
pay
think
for
we
that.
broke William again.
Yeah,
We broke him.
bad juju. Fantasy gods are not happy with you.
That's funny, but that's why Will was like, "Dude, you need to drop all your quarterbacks now that you have Josh Allen." Yeah, because you need fucking somebody to plug in.
You sneaky little
Drop
bitch,
him, bro. Drop
Nah,
him.
dude, I'm gonna hold on to him for another week. All of them, all 6.
Yeah, hold on.
William, I'll drop back for you, William.
Yeah, you would, Fonz.
You'll
You
be
whooped
too
his
late.
ass, Fonz. Your brother's your bitch.
Dude, how many people you
And
think
you
would go
have to
to
accept
a
that.
bid war for Dak Prescott if I dropped him?
It's just
To
one
make sure
week.
my
This
brother
is-
didn't get him.
It's just this week. That's all.
It's just this week.
I don't. Mac Jones is in. I'm gonna hope for the
Look,
best.
well, I'm going to tell you what you need to do.
Yeah, a lot of people
Drop
on bye.
Gabe Davis. Let
It's
him
not-
go.
it's
It's
not gonna
done.
happen.
You should have traded him.
It's not
Cut the
gonna
cord.
happen.
Cut the cord, dude.
Drop Gabe Davis.
Nope.
It's the Shakir show now.
No, it's not.
It's getting there. I think, yeah, I don't think I'd try. I have to see it from Gabe Davis from now on. Like, I don't think I would trust him. I would slide in, though, Shaheed, and then you have no one else. Josh Downs, if he plays. And sit Gabe Davis.
I say start Gabe Davis. What do you care to lose? What do you care?
Not getting the 6th win.
Yeah, keep Gabe. Every time you pull him, he fucking makes you pay.
Yeah, just keep me in there. Don't think
Just-
twice about it.
Just keep him. Just keep him. And on Noe's side, I'm looking at the defenses. It's really just between the Patriots and the Chargers. Chargers playing the Lions, you don't love it. Patriots playing the Colts, but like they're the best available. Everyone else is awful.
William, you lucky bitch.
Yeah, you're gonna get the most unsatisfying 6-win and
I'm
two
not.
streak
No.
ever.
Nothing's for sure.
You broke the Where was the confidence from this early
I'm not
year?
saying yes. I'm not saying no.
where's-
I'm just.
Where's 3-0 William?
I-
4-0 William? 5-0 William? Fuck yeah, bring on anyone.
But 5 and
broke
4. I'm just gonna. I'm gonna be content. We'll see what happens.
Can we, Mario? This would be a tall task, but can we document the emotions here, like starting with William to end the year?
That's on Fonz now.
Just find William like at the start of the year, super stoked about 3-0, 4-0,
5-0, baby.
and then slowly just
Until
slowly
what we
just
have now.
this. Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll see what
that'll be a
happens.
Fun watch.
We'll see.
I say sit Gabe Davis. Everyone else says no, William,
Cool.
and then put in Shaheed. That's the key, dog.
And who do I put on my other flex spot?
Yeah, Downs if he plays. Fuck Gabe Davis. I say Downs.
Don't put in Shaheed. Downs and Gabe. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Same.
Heard.
Alright, dude.
We'll see
Alright,
if he practices tomorrow.
Against Minnesota all day, dude.
Okay, or no, it's too bold. I was gonna say Charbonnet's been playing half the snaps lately. Well,
Nah, yeah.
That's pretty.
I looked at it and was like, nope.
He's gonna take over the backfield.
If he does, it's okay. I have both
Trade
players.
Kenneth Walker. You should trade him now. Well, no, it's too late. You might not get good value. Just wait on it.
pick him time.
Pick him.
Pick 'em.
Jeez.
William.
Damn. Fonz. I'm not even gonna ask you. Mario.
Welcome to the 6-win club, William. Curse
Oh,
is
my
over.
God.
You paid your dues in the most dramatic way. You finally get over the hump. Welcome.
I am gonna pick Noe.
Well, never
I
mind.
think I think this doesn't go well for Will.
A 3-touchdown ETN game against the Niners.
God.
Oh, he is back. You know what? Yeah, I'm
Oh,
Noe. I'm
shit.
taking Noe. I'm taking Noe.
Wow. Just like that.
But
Yep.
he's starting Keaton Mitchell and then Zay Flowers against.
Wait, but this is conditional. If Noe starts,
No conditions are allowed.
Oh, okay.
Conditions
The
are
lineup as
allowed.
is, I take Will. I was gonna say if Noe finds it in his heart to start a kicker and a defense that's actually playing, I'm taking Noe. I guess I'll stick with Will.
He needs to do that.
Yeah,
he needs
he
to
will.
do
I
that.
feel like
If
if they're out
It's
there,
early.
just
It's
pick somebody.
Wednesday.
Just get
It's
somebody.
early. We're doing this
Yeah.
early.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
okay. I mean, he's never thought about those 2 spots. He's just set them all year and never moved them.
True. I should go warn him.
Yeah,
I would
I'm
like to
gonna
see.
Get a video of you
Well-
doing that.
Fuck, I'm tempted to go on the other side now just to keep it the Alas Brothers on one side. I'll put my final pick in when the polls are created.
Wow, no fun.
Hey, we did better than last episode, even in our double, and even with the whole rule change conversation.
I am shocked. I thought this was going to go 2.5.
Oh no, we good. We did it. Not a lot of advice, and we didn't linger on baloney like. We only had one tangent about Aaron Rodgers, I think.
All right, Big Willie
Exactly.
signing out. Then put in the intro. That's how it feels to get cut off.
Do it every week.
I cut you off, William. Don't you forget it.
All right, we're off the hook until next week. See you guys on the other side of week 10. Oh my God, were there 5 weeks left?
Oh, yeah.
Seems
That's
almost
scary.
over. Almost over.
Good luck, everyone.
Peace.
See you guys.
See ya.
Later.